Twin Cities Adventures, and in today's video we're going to hike to the summit of the Grand Tetons to Delta Lake. So this video is an extended, longer version of the video. It's going to be titled The Truth About Delta Lake Grand Tetons, because there's a lot of videos out there that just glamorize like the view of the lake when you get up there, but we're going to tell you at different points in time in the video of what was really difficult, and we'll show you some clips of some wildlife that we saw and make it a really fun video. So this one is for you to hunker down and listen to the truth of this climb. The following video is my attempt to share with all of you good people the truth about climbing to Delta Lake at the summit of the Grand Tetons in Wyoming. Once you reach Delta Lake, you will be approximately 9,000 feet high. The hike from the parking lot to Delta Lake is about 2,300 feet. This is approximately a 9.5 mile hike from the parking lot up to the lake and back. It took us exactly 9.5 hours. That being said, we did stop and video a lot of wildlife and photograph some animals and some of the beauty. We also sat up on the lake and went swimming, not once but twice, and also had lunch. All right, we are at the Lupine Meadows trailhead. Here is the Grand Tetons behind us. We're gonna start our, I believe, about 9 mile round trip hike to the summit to Delta Lake, and we'll see you up there. Here's a little map. Here's the trailhead here. We're gonna hike all the way up here, zigzag up the mountain, and then get to Delta Lake. We have to go through all these boulder fields to get to it. And we're off. All right, so the trail is very manicured and established for the first 3/4 of the trip. There's some boulders. First little bridge, waterfall. First thing I'd like to share is that we did pack 3 backpacks, 1 umbrella, some walking sticks, 12 bottles of water and a jug of water, and some lunch. We brought our swimsuits and some towels.
There's the Grand Tetons right behind me.
The first third of the hike was probably the most comfortable, although towards the end of the first third, I started to get shortness of breath and my hips started to hurt quite badly. I'd like to add, I just turned 51 years old. Right, we're about 40% of the way up. Just checking out the view. Sprinkling here. Keep an eye out for brown bears. You can see how steep it is. It's getting steeper and we haven't hit the switchbacks yet. We're almost there. Up this steep climb for a while and then we'll probably hit the switchbacks. All right, let's press on. Snake here.
Found some blueberries.
Okay, fork in the road, valley trail that way. We're gonna go on the one that's to Amphitheater trail that goes up here.
What? What am I saying?
We're halfway up and look at the view.
Yep, we're halfway up and look at the view. I want to eat these now. I want to see how puffed up it'll be when we get to the top. First zigzag down, 5 to go.
Zig. Zag.
Spotted a deer over there.
A couple other things. The day of the hike, it was about 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I noticed that a lot of hikers only brought 1 bottle of water up the climb with them. no food. Some didn't have backpacks. Nice view. I would also like to say that I did sit down at my desk and edit this video exactly 1 week after the hike. I was fully recovered from the hike. It did take 3 or 4 days for the pain to subside. Shout out to the Big Blue Lake. All right, we made it past all the switchbacks and they totally sucked. Now we're at the top and you can go left here to go to those other lakes, which we don't want to do. Or Delta Lake is down this little climb off the beaten path, and we'll see what's next. All right, after you go off the path, you're gonna do some bouldering down across a boulder field. Not too bad. Then you're gonna climb up a little bouldery mountain. And now behind us is another boulder field we have to cross. Just like that. Not the most fun, but totally doable. This is the steep rock climb part. Going up here, all the way up to where those people are. An umbrella is the smartest thing to pack, along with about 20 bottles of water. You can see how steep the next stretch is. At this point, it seemed like a never-ending hike. It was so steep and so hard to breathe. One more shot of how steep this is. There's Franklin up there, working his way up. Just follow through the boulders to that little bald tree there, and the path goes right along the right side of it, and then up a steep little hill, and then you're there. Nice little view. We're almost there. Hopefully it's just over that hill. All right, I'll spin around. Let's cycle climb down. Check it out. Gatorade blue. Grand Teton summit right behind it. We made it. We're finally here. What do you think, Samuel?
Super cool, and the mountain in the back is amazing.
All right, now it's time to put our swimsuits on and go swimming.
Look at how inflated the chip bag is because of the elevation.
Nice. Good job. How was it? Glacier melt. Once you reach the summit, you have to bring your swimsuits and towels because you're so hot and exhausted. It is just a must-do to jump into Delta Lake. It is very cold, but very refreshing and so worth the hike. Here's another warning. When we got to the top and we were changing into our swimsuits, I did take my hiking boots off, and I know that now that my heels were hurting so bad because they wore against the back of my hiking boots and completely wore the skin off the back of my heels. Thankfully, we ran into a couple of women on the top, and one said she was in the healthcare system and she brought some bandages and shared them with me. She also needed them for her own heels. So I would definitely pack some sort of bandages and possibly even put them on before you hike.
This lake behind us, the Delta Lake, was formed by glacial melt over many, many years. That leaves us with the opportunity to swim in Gatorade.
So you cannot quit before you get to the top because you'll end up at one of the most beautiful places on the planet. After you're done cooling off and swimming in the lake, change into your dry clothes and get ready for your hike back down. All right, now we just have to hike all the way back down. Here's a quick shot of what it looks like behind me. All right, we'll see you guys on the bottom. And shortly after we started our descent down the mountain, the first top third, remember it's unmarked and it's kind of tough to navigate if you don't know where you're going. We heard a couple of young ladies yelling at us and they were lost, they were off trail, they were very concerned, very stressed out. So we immediately called over to them and told them, you know, come over this way, we'll help you navigate towards the trail. So they finally made it up the hill to us, and we're super happy that we were in a group together. They were only like 22 and 15, and I felt really bad for them, but we brought them back to the main trail, and then they made it down the mountain just fine. They even took off ahead of us. And I think that the forestry department or the DNR, whoever's in charge here, should really mark this path because a lot of people are doing it. and it's really not safe if you don't have the experience to navigate through the woods, and especially if you don't have the right equipment or enough water. Here's a fine how do you do. Lost a sole on the way down from my hiking shoes. All right, there is the highest peak right up here, and I believe Delta Lake is right around here-ish. It took us about nine and a half hours to get all the way up and back. That's because we stopped and took photos of animals and nature. Took a lot of breaks going up. The last third is the most difficult because you're totally off trail and it's really steep. You have to cross 2 boulder fields. The level of difficulty is way higher than anyone lets you know. If you're young and agile and like in good health and good fitness, it shouldn't be too hard, but you're gonna have to plan on taking extra time to do this. And then once you reach the summit and you're at Delta Lake, you want to chill for like an hour at least. Go swimming, bring your swimsuits, bring lunch for sure, bring a lot of water. I bet we drank probably 10 jugs of water at least. Yeah, so if you're older, like 50 or older, and you have arthritis or any kind of pain, I would not do this hike. This was the hardest hike of my life.
Yeah, this hike, although the rewards were definitely worth it in my case, it's still the toughest thing that you'll do at my point in life. There are points where it's so vertical you have to take breaks. It just takes so much energy. Again, the lake at the top, it's so worth it. It's lovely up there. I would take a break before doing anything like it again.
It was definitely a really fun hike. I thought it was definitely worth it. I don't really have a sense of difficulty. It's just time and effort. There are a lot of very steep parts that take a lot of effort, and some people would definitely not be able to do. But I had a lot of fun on it.
One last view of the mountain, and right behind us, wait till you see what is hanging out in the field. Let's just stop off and check out the buffalo in the field here.
The wild buffalo.
That was pretty hard, and I don't know if I'd do that unless you're in pretty good shape. Thanks for watching. Twin Cities Adventures out.